Welcome back, second graders. So today we are working on Eureka Module 4, Lesson 6. So let's go ahead and check out our objective. Today our objective is we're going to use manipulatives to represent the composition of 10 ones as 110 with 2-digit add-ins. So what that means is that we are going to be adding 2-digit numbers and we're going to have to change 10 ones into a 10. So things to remember. This is the main thing that you have to remember for this lesson, and that is that 110 is the same as 10 ones, just like that. And another thing that I want you to remember is when we have a unit of 10, we just have a little stick. It looks like a stick. So sometimes I call them 10 sticks. Sometimes I call it a unit of 10. Either way, it's the same thing. It's 110. And when we have it, it's always lined up just like that. When I have ones, I don't like to put them in a long row. I like to group those by fives so they're nice and easy to count. So we'll be doing that a lot today too. So let's go ahead and get started. For this lesson, you do have materials that I want you to take out because I want you working with them. So those materials are your place value mat. You have two. You have one with tens and ones, and then you also have one with hundreds, tens, and ones. Whichever one you get out, it's going to work fine. We're going to use tens and ones today, so if you just get out the tens and ones, that's okay. And if you get out the HTO mat, that's okay too. The next thing you're going to need is your place value chips. We cut a lot of them for you. They're in Ziploc bags in your math kit with your cubes and all of those things. So make sure you get your place value chips out. Remember, your colors might not match the colors that I have on my screen or when I show you my place value chips, but just know that they can be any color. Just look at the number in the middle, 1, tens, or hundreds. And then let's just say you don't have your place value mat or your place value chip. Get a whiteboard and a dry erase marker. You can do the same thing. So let's go ahead and get started. So we're going to start with this question right here. Mr. Wally's class collects 36 cans for the recycling program. Then, as NIF brings in 8 more cans, how many cans does the class have now? Now, I already wrote the equation for you right below, 36 plus 8, because the class has 36 cans, and then a student brings in 8 more cans. So how are we going to figure this out? Well, remember I can have my tape diagram. I can do 36 plus 8, and then I want to find the whole. Or I can also use a number bond. Remember, to get to my next friendly number right here, all I need is 4 more, because when I make 10, 6 and 4 equals 10. I know an 8 is easy to break down because it's just 4 and 4. So let's go ahead and make a nice friendly number. 36 plus 4 equals 40, and then I have 4 left. So now my new number sentence is 40 plus 4. I can do that in my head. 4 tens, 4 ones, that equals 44. So 36 plus 8 also equals 44. So let's go ahead and continue. So this is where I want you to go ahead and take out your mat. I have hundreds, tens, and ones, so go ahead and get that out. And let's make 35 on our place value chart. So if we make the number 35, we're going to go ahead and use our place value chips. So go ahead and get your mat out. And if you don't have a mat, get a whiteboard, get a sheet protector, and you can make your own place value mat by just doing this. You can put a line and you can put T and O, tens and ones, and you have a place value mat. So now that we have our materials, I'm going to make the number 35, and 35 is the same as 3 tens and 5 ones. So there's 1 10, 2, and 3 tens, and now I need my ones. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. So I have my number 35. That was easy. Let's go ahead and do something else with this number. So now I have 35, and we're going to add 5 ones to that. So are you ready? 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Okay, now that I have 10 ones, what can I do with 10 ones? If you said I can turn them into a 10, you're absolutely right. So let's go ahead and regroup. So do you see how I put my circle around it? And what we're going to do is we're going to trade our 10 littles for one big. Because remember, every time we're regrouping, we have 10 littles and that turns into a big. So 10 ones into a 10. So let's go ahead and get that done. And here they go. Now that my ones are gone, my 10 is coming in and I have a new number. So let's go ahead and see what that means. 35 plus 5 equals 40. So this number is the same as having 3 10s and all of those ones. I just regrouped, I traded those 10 littles for one big. And when we make friendly numbers, they're nice and easy to work with. Okay, let's try something else. I'm starting with 35 again, but now I'm going to add 6 ones. So let's go ahead and add them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Now remember, when I have 10 littles, I can trade it and go to the next column. So that means I can trade my 10 littles for a big. So there are my 10 littles, and I'm going to get them out of here, and I'm going to trade those for one big. So now that it's gone, here comes my 10, and then I'm going to scoot this one over just a little bit, just so that way it's easy to work with. And instead of having 40, I have 4 10s and 1 1. So that is 41. So 35 plus 6 is the same as 41. So you tell me, what is easier? Is it easier to read the number when you have 10s and just 1 1? Or was it easier when you had 3 10s and all of those ones? This is a lot easier. I know when I have a lot of ones, I have to sit there and go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and it takes a while. If I group them in fives, it makes it a little easier, but still I have to count them all. When I regroup and I make a 10, it makes the number a lot easier to work with. Okay, so let's go ahead and try it with something different. I'm going to go ahead and we're going to make 35, and then we're going to add 26. So let's go ahead and make 35. And now I want you to also do this on your place value mat. So make sure you're using your 10s and 1s, and let's go ahead and make the number 35. Go ahead and pause the video and then make your 35. Okay, now that you're ready to go, when you made 35, it should look just like that. 3 10s, 5 1s. We did that together already. Now, let's go ahead and make 26. We're going to add 26. So let's go ahead and do that. Okay, so you should have added 1, 2 10s, and then how many 1s? That's right, 6 1s. Now, you're not going to have different colors. I made mine different colors just so that way you could see what you started with and then what we added. Now, to get the answer to 35 plus 26, I see something that I can do. Do you see how I have a group of 10 right here? Well, let's go ahead and regroup that. And we're going to get rid of all of those, and those are going, but they're not just going anywhere. We're trading our 10 littles for one big. So let's go ahead and have that one big come on in right now. And there it is. All of those ones left, but they didn't really leave. They turned into a 10. We traded those 10 littles for that one big. And I'm going to slide this one over just so that way we can read the number. So now 35 plus 26 equals 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, and 1. So 6 10s and 1 1, and that equals 61. Wasn't that a nice way to add them? Especially when we have these around, it makes it so much easier. And when you have your 10 littles, you can slide them off and trade it for a big. So let's do another one. Let's do 48 plus 37. I'm finished working with 35, so let's go ahead and start with 48. So go ahead and put me on pause, and I want you to make a 48 on your mat. Okay, your 48 should look just like this. 4 10s, and 8 1s. Okay, now let's go ahead and add 37. Go ahead and put me on pause, and I want you to add 3 10s and 7 1s. Okay, now that you added your 3 10s and your 7 1s, is there something that you can do? I think so. Do you see this group of 10 right here? What can we do with that? We trade 10 littles and we're going to trade it for a big. So let's go ahead and do that. And there they go. So here comes my 10 that I traded it for. We're going to bring these a little closer so that way the number is easier to read. And let's go ahead and see how many 10s I have now. 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80. And then I know I put my things in groups of 5, so I have 85. So 48 plus 37 is the same as 85, or it equals 85. And that's it. So the way you get better at this is practicing. Use those place value chips and understand those numbers and really get to know them. So if you have any questions, please reach out. Please email me. I'm always available to help. So let's go ahead and check out our Seesaw activity. So let's look at this problem. It says you have 54, add 15 to the chart. Now, here's one clue on this one. This is just a warm up and you do not have to regroup or trade 10 littles for a big. So what we're going to do right here is we're going to add 15. So 15 is a 10 and 5 1s. So let's go ahead and add a 10. There we go. And you can see that these that are here, they don't move. Only the new ones that you put down. So I have a 10, and let's go ahead and drag 5 1s. There's 1. Now you can see I have a group of 5. So now I'm going to move to the next row. It's easier to count them when I do it that way and when they're lined up. So I added 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. So on this problem, you can see that I did not have to trade 10 littles for a big. So what we're going to do is we're going to count our 10s and our 1s, and you're going to type your answer in right here. So go ahead and do that for me. And then let's go ahead and look at the next one. Okay, so here we have 58 plus 23. Now you can see that these don't move right here because I have 58. We have 58. Now you have to add 28. So I'm going to do this one with you, and then the other two you're going to do on your own. So let's go ahead and add 23. I have 10, and I have 20, and then I have 1, 2, and I have 3. Okay, so now I have 58 plus 23. Can I make a 10? Do we have 10, and can we make a 10? Yes, we can. So what I'm going to do is I want you guys to pick a tool and I want you to circle where you can make a 10. So I'm going to circle right here, and you can do any color. And I'm going to go around, and then I'm going to draw like an arrow, because you know what? We're going to make these into a 10 and we're going to cross them out, and then you're going to use your hand tool, and I want you to drag a 10 right there to show me that you traded 10 littles for a big. Now you don't have the fancy thing where they can fly out like I did earlier, but you can do it this way. So circle your group of 10, draw your arrow and make it a 10, and then cross it off. Don't forget to put your extra 10 there. So let's go ahead and look at what our answer is now that we traded our 10 littles for a big. Ready? 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, and 80. So I have 8 10s and I have 1 1. Remember, I don't count these because I regrouped them and I sent them over and I counted them right here. So I have 8 10s and 1 1. So right here, I'm going to type 81. Now you have 2 slides that I want you to do on your own. 67 plus 25. So you have 67. Now you have to add 25. And here you have 26 plus 4. So go ahead and show me what you got. Don't forget, trade 10 littles for a big. And that's it. So I hope you guys enjoyed our math lesson today. I love working with manipulatives. I think it's a great way to learn math. So let's go ahead and get it done. Bye.